AR Roofing and Remodeling. We're a locally and veteran-owned contractor, available 24/7 for repairs. As an Owens Corning Platinum Preferred Contractor, we get the job done right. Call 724-550-3064 or visit arremodels.com for your free estimate.
AR Roofing, never settle.
Your local station, WMBS.
The views and opinions presented by the host, guests, or callers on this program do not necessarily represent the positions of WMBS Radio.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to What's on Your Mind, the extended short show here on Thursday, July 30th. Excuse me. What's on Your Mind is brought to you by AR Roofing and Remodeling, Bright Stripe Seal Coat, Coating and Line Striping, Madewell Services, full lawn care and cleaning services, K2 Engineering, Coldwell Banker, Laurel Ridge Realty, Hicks and Baugh's Drugstore, and Gary's Auto Sales. I'm Russ Rhodes, your host. We have open conversation going today, so I'm looking forward to chatting with you, whether it's one of my topics that I'm about to mention or if there's something else altogether that you want to talk about. I'd love to hear from you. Again, that number is 724-438-4593. We're going to start off first. The Fayette County Fair opens today, so I hope it's on your schedule. It's sometime in the next 10 days that you'll be heading out to the county fairgrounds and take in the sights and sounds and smells of the county fair. Let's see what else here. Well, Dr. Anthony Fauci, from COVID-19 fame, was in Washington, D.C. yesterday in front of a Senate committee to, kind of talk about the origins of COVID-19 again and the actions that the government took on his suggestions and everything. And, we really didn't learn anything except for the fact that Dr. Anthony Fauci invoked the Fifth Amendment 111 times yesterday during testimony. So he refused to answer any question, even as simple as, Dr. Fauci, what is the color of your tie? And his response was the same over and over and over again. On the advice of counsel, I respectfully declined to answer under my rights given to me by the Fifth Amendment of the Constitution. So, is this over? So, a lot of political pundits say that he didn't have the right to take the fifth because, President Biden, in his final days in office, extended a blanket pardon to Dr. Fauci for anything he might have done from that point backwards. So anything that he might have said or done during the COVID epidemic while he was advising presidents and mayors and governors and everything, he was now immune from prosecution. So political pundits say that, he's got that this immunity, so he's not allowed to invoke the fifth. And they say there is Supreme Court rulings of the past that support that opinion. So Congress is now considering charging Dr. Fauci with contempt of Congress and whatever else they might. So what do you think? What is your take on all of this? Let's see here. The other day we learned that Byron Kohlberger, he's the gentleman from Idaho. Actually, he's from Pennsylvania, but this took place in Idaho. Had pled guilty a couple years ago to murdering 4 college students while they slept in their rented house. And he subsequently, based on that confession, in a plea agreement, agreed not to appeal any decision that was brought, that any sentence that the judge put forth, which ended up being 4 consecutive life terms in prison. Well, the other day he decided, well, he doesn't like prison, so he's asking the courts to allow him to withdraw his guilty plea and go to trial, saying there was evidence that was not presented, that his lawyers at the time didn't tell him, that evidence that might have cast doubt on his charges. He wasn't told about that. And he was not told other things, saying he was sold a bill of goods. And so he wants to withdraw his guilty plea. Well, a judge has granted his request for a new attorney that will be paid by the taxpayers of Idaho to look into this and file appropriate paperwork. So Zohran Mamdani is having some more headaches, I guess, if you will. Part of his campaigning last year was community-owned grocery stores, or in other words, government-owned grocery stores that would offer goods at 30% below normal retail value. Well, a group of businessmen, the Multicultural Business Coalition, which consists of private bodega or small shop grocery store owners, are requesting a meeting with the mayor, and they've been requesting this for a couple months with no reply. So they've given him about 3 weeks here in which to have a meeting with this organization to talk about these government-funded grocery stores, and if not, they will be going to court over all of this. And I got to tell you, I can't blame them. So here it is. They're in their job, their business is, well, a small neighborhood grocery store. Excuse me. And these community grocery stores that are government-backed will have the potential of putting them out of business. So these government-run grocery stores will be funded by taxpayers. And what are these bodega owners? Well, they're taxpayers. So they're being asked to help put themselves out of business. So I can't blame them for wanting a meeting with the mayor of New York City. Senator John Fetterman, our own senior senator here in Pennsylvania, was in an interview with NBC the other day, and the question came up about him leaving the Democrat Party and would he become a Republican. And he said, no, I will not become a Republican. I would never become a Republican. And I don't think the Republican Party would want me in their party, he says. He says, I'm pro-choice, pro-gay, trans community, federal union, and if you look at my record, I disagree with my party in some issues, like Israel, for example, and if someone is frustrated in the Democratic Party, I would say they should be frustrated with Bernie Sanders. So he did not say he wouldn't leave the Democrat Party. He just said he wouldn't become a Republican. So if he does leave, it'd be as an independent, I am quite sure. Now, also, finally, on my list, the TSA. I don't know the full backstory. I would assume it was somebody complaining about backups and delays and wait times at the airport. And so maybe it was tongue-in-cheek, maybe it wasn't, but the response from TSA was, well, there's nothing that says you can't bring a hammock with you to the airport. So based on that, apparently hammocks are showing up in airports. If you have a long layover or there's a long delay, people are pulling out a portable hammock and they're stringing it up between columns, seats, poles, whatever it might be, to rest and relax, and who knows, maybe even take a little nap. The TSA has kind of followed up. It says, well, make sure when you do this, though, that you get, it's okay with the airport, and if there are certain guidelines that you need to follow to do that. It is getting other comments from folks online saying, hey, what a great idea to, are you kidding me? Airports used to be a place where things were civilized. And so what's your take? Is this a good idea? Do you like this idea? You take a little, roll-up hammock that if you find yourself at an airport where you're in a long delay, your flight's delayed, you have a long layover between flights, is this, what do you think about this idea? Carrying a little hammock with you so that you're just not stuck in, a lounge, a hardback chair in the waiting area at your local airport. What do you think about that? So give me a buzz on that or anything else you want to chat about. 724-438-4593. Of course, there's always Pirate Baseball that we can chat about. Lost 2 of 3 games to the Arizona Diamondbacks. That was very disappointing. Now they travel to Cincinnati, so hopefully turn that around. Steeler football has started with training camp. I understand. Now, I played football in, let me see here. I think it was 7th and 8th grade. So that's a long time ago. But I guess the new head coach, Mike McCarthy, is limiting tackling drills. There's going to be virtually no tackling done in training camp. And I don't know how you prepare your professional football team for the upcoming season without doing some kind of drills, especially when you have a new offense that's being installed. You have new defensive coordinators that are putting in new schemes that you need to learn and whatnot. So I'm not fully understanding this concept of no tackling in training camp. So, if you've got a little more experience in this matter than I, give me a buzz concerning that as well. It is a beautiful day outside, 78 degrees, mostly sunny, some beautiful white clouds up in the sky as well. So I hope you're able to get outside and enjoy this gorgeous day. And that pretty much does it on my list. So give me a buzz, 724-438-4593, and we'll start taking some phone calls right after this.
Are you looking to list or sell your house? Now is the time to let the professionals at Caldwell Banker Laurel Ridge Realty help you with all of your real estate needs. Caldwell Banker Laurel Ridge Realty has two convenient locations to better serve you. In Uniontown area, 724-437-7100, or in Connellsville area, 724-628-7200, and speak with one of our real estate professionals. Visit our website, caldwellbanker.com. We have been proudly serving Western Pennsylvania area for over 30 years and look forward to helping you with all of your real estate needs. Broker Paul Borge Jr.
Are you considering a project design and don't know where to start? K2 Engineering offers a wide range of professional civil, architectural, and municipal services to meet your individual project needs. Our versatility, combined with our personalized approach, is what sets us apart as a full-service engineering and consultation firm. To learn more about our services, please visit us on the web at www.k2engineering.net. K2 Engineering, where customer service is our priority. Is it time for your first home? Or time to trade up to a home that fits your lifestyle? It's time to visit Clayton Homes of Bell Vernon. You'll find special savings along with trade-in and trade-up deals. Imagine beautiful, new, energy-efficient homes packed with the features you've been dreaming about. Trade in and trade up at Clayton Homes of Bell Vernon, 4500 PA 51. Trade-in value toward purchase of a new home determined by resale value and evaluation by home center manager. Additional deposit may be required.
Everything is growing, and Madewell Services is here to help. They offer full lawn care service, including mulching, landscaping and planting, weekly grass cutting, power washing, and more. Madewell Services also provides professional cleaning services for your home or office, moving in or out service, party cleanups, weekly cleanings, and junk removal. Licensed and insured for peace of mind. Call Madewell Services today at 724-912-1805. That's 724-912-1805 for a free estimate.
Hello, I'm attorney Jeremy Davis from the law firm of Davis & Davis. We've been helping the great people of Fayette County for over 45 years with personal injury claims. If you are hurt or injured, call our law firm for your free consultation. The insurance companies are not on your side. Call us today at 724-437-2799. Either myself or an attorney from our office will personally come out and meet with you. If you're in an accident or hurt, call us at Davis & Davis, 724-437-2799 for your free consultation. Let us fight for you.
For over 50 years, Mauser's Tire Center has kept our community rolling safely. Located on Route 40 West at Seawright's Crossroads, they're your trusted source for new, used, and recap tires, plus expert repairs. Need a new set or a quick fix? Then call Mauser's at 724-249-2410, and they'll get you ready for the road. Mauser's Tire Center. 5 decades of keeping you safe.
It's gorgeous outside, which means it's time to get to Bittersweet Cafe of Farmington. From their incredible daily lunch specials featuring farm-to-table fresh ingredients to their refreshing drinks, frozen treats, smoothies, and iced tea, Bittersweet Cafe has something for everyone. Enjoy this beautiful spot nestled in the Laurel Highland Mountains, just a few miles outside of Ohiopyle on Farmington, Ohiopyle Road. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram.
Welcome back to What's on Your Mind. I'm Russ Rhodes, your host. It is Open Conversation. Give me a buzz, 724-438-4593. So I just saw something online. Just a fun little, trivia thing. Remember the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile? It still exists, by the way. I'm trying to remember where I was. It's been in the last year, and I honestly, I don't remember where I was at the time. But yes, I passed the Wienermobile in traffic, and I can't remember where it was. Anyway, the first Oscar Mayer Wienermobile appeared in 1936. That goes back a ways, huh? 724-438-4593. Hello, welcome to What's on Your Mind.
Good afternoon, Russ. This is Jesse. How you doing?
Good, Jesse, yourself?
Okay, I'm glad your wife is doing better now.
She's getting there.
Good. Hey, I did see the Wienermobile one time when I was down Pittsburgh area on a highway.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah, and one time that was it. But anyway.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember where the heck I saw it, and it's just, again, it wasn't too long ago, and it wasn't here.
It was down toward Pittsburgh. I saw one. Hey, I heard this story on the news on your station about a 24-hour nonstop flight. I can't imagine. It was from Australia to somewhere, but I can't imagine being in a plane for 24 hours straight.
Yeah, that to me.
Did you hear that?
No, I didn't hear 24. I mean, I've heard of
24.
Yeah, wow. Yeah.
I couldn't imagine, because I've done quite a few trips to Europe, and that's 6 hours, I think, is long.
Yeah.
I think that's long. But anyway, whenever you went to Italy, did you get a nonstop flight from Pittsburgh?
No, actually, we flew out of Newark, New Jersey.
Oh, did you?
Yes, and we flew
from New York to Italy.
No, it was Newark to my sister lives in New Jersey, so we drove to her house, and then they gave us a lift up to Newark, and we flew out.
You flew directly.
No, we flew to Brussels, and then it was Brussels to Rome.
Brussels. Okay. Hey, I got it. I was going to make a trip to Frankfurt, Germany. This was in 2009, so I couldn't get a direct flight that year. So they sent me clear to Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
Can you believe that? Clear to Atlanta.
Yeah.
And from Atlanta, I had to go to Paris.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And before we landed in Paris, I was on Delta Airlines. Before we landed in Paris, the stewardess comes out and says, well, all you people have to fill out this customs form before you land because of the swine flu.
Okay.
Do you remember the swine flu?
I remember this. I don't remember when it was, and I don't remember what the concerns were.
Haley would know all about it.
Okay.
But anyway, yeah, I had to fill out a form before we landed about, contact with swine flu before we landed. But then the stewardess says, there's only one problem. I says, well, what could be the problem? She says, all these forms are in French. Can you believe that?
Uh-huh.
And I had to fill out two forms, one for me and one for my mother, and they were in French, and I had to just wing it. I didn't know what they was asking me. Is that crazy? They have Americans on the plane landing in France that had to fill out a French form.
Wow.
But anyway, that's the kicker is, after I filled it out and everything, and I says, well, I just hope to hell they don't pull me out of line or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nothing was said. And then while I'm languishing around at Charles de Gaulle Airport on June 6th, okay?
Yeah.
Does that ring a bell, June 6th?
There's something about that date that's kicking around in the back of my head someplace. I
was wondering why that airport was so busy.
Mm-hmm.
I could not find the gate I was going to, the gate that was going to the next plane out of there.
Yeah.
And I'm going around for an hour. Nobody spoke English, and I'm going in the wrong place. And then I was going to take a bus to another part of the terminal, and then luckily an American GI was standing there, and he told me, "You don't go on that bus. Your gate is right in back of me, right there." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He saved my life there. You know.
Yeah.
Anyway, but then we got connected to the next plane, and can you believe the next plane to go to Frankfurt was Air France?
Hmm.
So I said, "Where were they when I needed you?"
Mm-hmm.
Everybody spoke French on that plane. They could have helped me with that form. Now I get the French airplane. Is that crazy or what?
Yes, indeed. Yeah.
That's insane. Travel is nothing but a nightmare, it seems like. And it's worse now than it ever was.
Yeah, well,
anyway.
because, the mystique of travel, I think, Jesse, has been lifted. Yeah. And what I mean by that is, I think at one point in time, travel was looked upon as something that the rich do.
Yeah.
But that's no longer the case. When you've got, discount airlines and this and that, and
I remember when people were actually dressed up in suits when they flew.
Oh, sure, absolutely.
I know I did. I did in 1968 when I went. I had a suit on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now they travel in their pajamas and bedroom slippers.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I'm not saying when we went to Italy that I was in a suit and tie, but it was a nice pair of jeans and a good shirt, and so I certainly wasn't a ragamuffin traveling over to Europe.
You didn't take your hammock with you?
I did not. No, wouldn't have even dawned on me to do that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That's all I got to add, Russ.
Okay.
You take care of yourself.
Jesse, I appreciate the call. You have a good one.
Have a good one. Bye-bye, Russ.
Bye-bye. 724-438-4593. So, yeah, when we landed in Europe, we didn't have to fill out anything there. However, when we came home, we had to fill out a customs form when we got home. So it was handed out to us as we were approaching Newark Airport. So, how things have changed, right? 724-438-4593. Hello, welcome to What's on Your Mind.
Good afternoon, Russ.
Yeah, Mark, how are you?
Oh, I'm fine. About 2/3 way done with the, cutting the grass. I'm sitting here under the ancestral cherry tree having a glass of wine. And,
Good.
So,
Mark, what determines whether you're going to have a glass of wine or a glass of beer while you're cutting the grass?
Well, after I have a glass of beer, I have a glass of wine.
Oh, so you've already had the beer then?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So it's at this point in time, then it's really problematic that you're going to get back to finish cutting the grass today.
I think I can cut it without falling down. Yeah, but I have my mandatory 2 glasses of red wine. It's good for the circulatory system.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah. The French, they suffer the least from heart disease. Because of all the red wine they drink.
Mm-hmm.
You know that. Yeah. They also suffer with highest rates of cirrhosis of the liver.
Well, you want to die from cirrhosis of the liver disease, or heart disease. Yeah.
That's why I limit myself to 2 glasses of wine.
Okay.
And we're talking about the Wienermobile?
Yeah.
Okay, when I was a kid, my God, back in the 1960s, they came here to Republic when Fuzi's had a supermarket here. It was a famous supermarket.
Okay.
Back in the 1960s. People from Uniontown came to Republic to get their meats. That's how famous it was.
Wow.
Yeah. It was parked out in front of the Fuzi supermarket in the Wienermobile. And I remember walking out, and I think it was maybe 10, 11 years old. And there was I want to say a midget. I don't want to say a dwarf because he looked like a small person.
Okay.
Dressed in a Chef Boyardee outfit.
All right.
Okay. And he offered me an Oscar Mayer little plastic whistle.
All right.
I took it, and if I recall, I don't know if maybe somebody can call up and tell me this. I think the side of the Wienermobile was open up. Maybe they were selling hot dogs for maybe 50 cents or giving away. I thought they were giving or selling hot dogs or something, if I recall, because it was parked in front of. I can't remember, because I remember I don't even get anything to eat, but I remember the fella giving me the plastic whistle.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I guess can imagine they cook hot dogs and they hand them out to people.
It was. I'm sure it was a promotional thing.
Yeah,
in the hopes
yeah.
that, hey, this is good. I'm now going to go inside the store and I'm going to buy a pack.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I don't recall, but I were they like cooking whistles and they had like the side of the Wienermobile opened up and they was cooking and handing them out and giving them out to customers or free or selling them for some cheap price or something. I don't remember because my God, that was 60 years ago when I was a kid.
So well, and then another company that did something similar to that, and what is by a lot of people is considered the most successful promotional giveaway of all time. That's the Heinz pickle pin.
Oh, I don't recall that, Russ. I got to admit, I must have been before my time, maybe. Or something.
It was a little lapel pin in the shape of the Heinz pickle.
What year was that?
I don't know. I don't remember when that started. Quite frankly.
Okay. Let's somebody answer those two questions. Did they give out food at the Wienermobile, or what year was that Heinz pickle?
Okay.
Maybe we get two people to call up, and you were talking about how people used to, go on flying up, and they was dressed up, and Yeah, well, people go to church today in their pajamas and bedroom slippers, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
That's how the world has changed.
It has.
Yeah.
So I regret to tell you that my Navy son has been known to fly in not the best looking apparel. We'll just leave it that.
Okay.
We'll just leave it at that.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Russ. Well, that's all I got for today. I'm going to finish my glass of wine and finish cutting the grass.
Well, now let's put it. You're not. We can't guarantee that you're going to finish cutting the grass. You're going to contemplate finishing cutting the grass as you finish your wine.
Hey, Russ. I'm going to force myself because the sun is shining. I don't want to come when it's raining.
All right. Okay. All
right.
Fair enough. Hey, Mark, thanks for your call. I appreciate it.
Right.
Have
Bye-bye.
a good one. Bye-bye. Hey, guess what? Both lines are open, so give me a buzz, 724-438-4593. So, okay, on the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile, does it or did it open up on one side to become, I guess, a kitchen? We'll put it that way. From which they would, cook and serve hot dogs from. That I don't know. So, and then the other one about the Heinz pickle pin. Well, I'm going to look that up myself right now and see what that history is there. Wow, the Heinz pickle pin was first introduced at the 1893 Chicago World's Fair. Wow. And yeah, is considered one of the most famous promotional souvenir items of all time. So, wow, 1893 for that. I knew it was old. I didn't realize it was that old. So, wow. Okay, so we're looking for answers on the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile. Give me a buzz if you can help us out on that. And feel free to use your cell phone to, ask that question and come back with the answer, because that's what I just did now with the Heinz pickle pin. So no reason why you can't use it to find out about the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile. 724-438-4593. Okay, so we will continue asking, though, what do you think about taking a hammock to the airport with you? Yes? No? Maybe? Hadn't even considered it, but, well, now you are. What do you think of it? And has the mystique of travel, has that disappeared? And it's just a new, it's just do you fly so much that it's like your car. You get in your car and you go, and you really don't care what you're driving in comfort, and so you'll wear just shorts and a beaten up t-shirt that's very comfortable. So is that the same thinking when it comes to airplanes, jet travel? Your thoughts on that. Anthony Fauci taking the fifth 111 times yesterday before Congress. Should he face some kind of consequence for not answering any questions? I mean, he was asked what the date was. He was asked what the color of his tie was and refused to answer. I don't know how answering the color of his tie would subject him to criminal prosecution, but yeah, the fifth was, self-incrimination. What's the color of your tie have to, anyway? 724-438-4593. We're going to take a little break. When we come back, you and I are going to close out hour one of today's extended short show of What's on Your Mind right after this.
It's never too late for good dental health. If you've been putting off seeing a dentist, Dr. Renee Stevens can help. She's accepting new patients at the Connellsville Medical and Dental Office. Dr. Stevens encourages patients to schedule a visit and start on the road to better dental health. Call 724-632-6801. That's 724-632-6801. We accept most insurances, and we provide care regardless of your ability to pay.
Bright Stripe, Bay County's premier asphalt seal coating professionals, locally owned by Matt and Lexi George. Bright Stripe specializes in residential and commercial asphalt seal coating, also excelling in line striping and layouts, thermoplastic, and infrared asphalt repair. Bright Stripe has succeeded due to their commitment to quality work for 30 years. Bright Stripe, 724-437-6090, or visit bright-stripe.com. BRITE-stripe.com.
Wind, hail, sudden leaks. When your roof takes a beating, we're here for you at AR Roofing and Remodeling. We're a locally and veteran-owned contractor available 24/7 for repairs. As an Owens Corning Platinum Preferred Contractor, we get the job done right. Call 724-550-3064 or visit arremodels.com for your free estimate.
AR Roofing, never settle.
Hey, you looking for a quality pre-owned vehicle? Well, look no more, because with over 200 vehicles, Gary's Auto Sales is the largest used car dealer in the area. Whether you want a car, a truck, or an SUV, you'll absolutely find what you're looking for at Gary's. Gary's has been in business since 1974. You can visit them online at garysautosales.com, or you can give them a call at 724-626-8080. Gary's Auto Sales. Many miles, many smiles.
Pinto Home Care Agency cares about you, your health, and what's best for your family. Pinto Home Care is a family-owned and operated home care agency providing the convenience of personal care within your home. They'll work with your family and physicians to come up with the best plan of care for you. Pinto offers personal assistance services and accepts all state waiver programs, private insurance, and private pay patients. Pinto Home Care Agency has home health care available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and their experienced team of professionals provide expert care. Pinto offers hospice care because they know how difficult and overwhelming a terminal illness can be by helping families through the challenging days with dignity and compassion. If you or a loved one need care or are looking for a career as a home health aide, please call them at 724-322-1683 or visit them online at pentohomecareagency.com.
Having Hicks & Baugh's drugstore in Uniontown means reliable, quality, and friendly service. Pharmacists Stephen Harper and Seth Miller are ready to answer your health questions and handle all your prescriptions. They offer free delivery, mail-out service, and accept all utility payments, all part of their good neighbor way of doing business. Visit Hicks & Baugh's at 304 Morgantown Street in Uniontown or call 724-437-2828. Open Monday to Friday, 9 to 6, and Saturday until 3.
Tired of running out of hot water? Koval Building Supply at 40 Monroe Avenue in Uniontown is your local source for reliable tank and tankless gas water heaters. Whether you're replacing an old unit or upgrading to an energy-efficient tankless system, we have options to fit your home and budget. Our knowledgeable team is ready to help you get dependable hot water when you need it most. Call Koval today at 724-437-8824 or visit kovalsupply.com. Koval Building Supply. Everything you need to keep your home running comfortably.
Welcome back to What's on Your Mind. I'm Russ Rhodes, your host. It is Open Conversation, 724-438-4593. Hello, welcome to the show.
Hey, Skipper here today.
Hey, Skipper.
How you doing?
Good, yourself?
Man, how could anybody be in bad on a day like today?
Oh, tell me about it, huh?
We got to the Y this morning. It was like 8:30 in the morning. There's like 10 of us sitting there, and the sun is to our back. The wind was in our face. It was so beautiful out today.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways,
and still
yeah.
is. And still is.
It is. There's a nice breeze going on. I saw people running at 8:30 on the sheepskin trail.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen people all over the place early this morning getting their exercise in. Great day today.
Yes.
Hey, I didn't get to listen today again because I was really working, but I walked past the radio here at my house up again. I heard Oscar Mayer Wienermobile.
Yes.
That's the only thing I've heard on your show today. So let me tell you, 1970, I was at the intersection of 857 and 119 right above the tech school right there.
Okay.
You know, where there's like a
Sure.
gas station and whatever.
Yeah.
Anyways, I lived right there as a kid. I grew up right there, and I looked coming up the road, and here was this Wienermobile. I mean, it was 1970. Yeah, I was 10 years old, and I'm thinking, look at that thing. And I couldn't believe it was driving. I couldn't see the guy driving it. And the only thing I could see was wee little black tires underneath of it. This great big hot dog going down the road, and I'm like, holy cow, look at that.
Yeah.
You know, so anyways, so my question to you is, because I haven't listened, maybe you can answer this question for me. Did anybody sing the Oscar Mayer Wiener song for you?
Oh, I wish I were an Oscar Mayer Wiener.
Now, see, you blew it.
I truly want to be.
Now, you blew it, because I was going to sing it to you, but now you stole my thunder.
Yeah,
So,
well, sorry about that.
I didn't really
we
want
could
to
go
sing
back and sing in harmony.
No way,
No?
bro. No,
Okay.
no.
Instead of a barbershop quartet, it could be a barbershop duet.
Right now, I'll tell you, you and I are the only person listening to WMBS. Everybody else has turned the radio off right at that point whenever you started singing.
Yeah, probably, yeah. I can't say as I blame them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, I didn't have much. One thing I'm looking forward to is the Fayette County Fair is coming.
Well, it's here. It starts today.
Well, yeah, it starts today. I go every year to the Mud Mania. They have this outdoor thing where these trucks and quads and souped-up buggies go in through the outdoor course, through this obstacle course, and then they go through this great big mud pit.
Uh-huh.
Every year there's something spectacular, crazy, unbelievable what happens. Trucks flipping end for end, and I mean, it's just, it's so fun. I already bought my pre-tickets. They're $15. If not, it's $20 at the door.
Yep.
So we go to that every year. And then the other thing that's happening at like the same time is the Pony League World Series up in Washington, PA. Have you ever been there?
I have not.
Listen, it's amazing. You should come see that. On the 12th is the final. It's from the 7th to the 12th, all over the world. Japan, China, Korea, Germany, Mexico, Canada, United States. And Washington, PA came in second place last year, and they've won it before.
Okay.
If you want to ever go see some amazing baseball, these are the best 13, 14-year kids in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And that stadium at Washington Park is like a professional stadium just for the kids. It's so spectacular. So I like to say these things on your show in case people out there want to get out and do things. You know, that's an amazing thing. So the fair and the what I call it? The baseball thing, Pony League.
Pony League World Series, yeah.
World. I'm not talking about like in America. I'm talking like in the world.
Well,
it's amazing.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. So
Okay.
just a couple things. I don't have much more to talk about. I want to talk politics a little bit, but we probably don't have time
No,
for that.
well, I got to head off to the news break here, Skipper. So
Okay, God bless. Thank
we'll
you,
hook
bro.
up next week then.
If I had an Oscar Mayer,
Yeah, there you go.
All right,
Thanks,
see you later.
Skipper.
Bye.
Have a good
Bye.
one.
Hey, we are out of time this hour. Fox News is coming up, followed by TJ with the local news, sports, and weather. This is WMBS Uniontown at the Tone. It's going to be 3 o'clock.
The president facing pushback on Capitol Hill. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. President Trump says he may pull the nomination of acting Attorney General Todd Blanche temporarily after hitting a Republican roadblock led by 2 senators who are leaving office in January.
Fox has heard from multiple sources that there are other senators who have the same concerns, and they are not directly about Todd Blanche at all himself.
Fox's David Spunt.
Now, the concerns relate to an IRS settlement with the Trump family that offers blanket immunity for the president and members of his family to be protected from tax audits and fines in the past. Now, both senators, and we're learning others, wanted in writing that the immunity does not apply to future tax years for the Trumps.
A Senate panel postponing its vote on Blanche's nomination yesterday. The top Senate Democrat wants to create a new federal agency to investigate possible corruption in the Trump administration.
A proposal from Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer would form a federal anti-corruption bureau amid what he says is unprecedented profits from President Trump and members of his family, totaling $4 billion.
The presidency is supposed to be a public trust. Trump has turned it into the single most profitable scam of his entire life.
The White House has repeatedly denied allegations President Trump has profited from the presidency or engaged in conflicts of interest. Schumer's bill is highly unlikely to advance in the Republican-led chamber, but is part of a Democratic pitch to voters ahead of the midterm elections.
Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House. A federal anti-fraud task force says it's working to protect taxpayer money, building partnerships around the country.
A dedicated coalition of state and federal public servants committed to guarding taxpayer dollars like they guard their own bank accounts.
Assistant Attorney General Colin McDonald in South Carolina announcing data sharing agreements with 6 states. America is listening to Fox News.
Today's the day. The 2026 Fayette County Fair officially opens with Builders First Source Day and Fireman's Parade Day at the Fayette County Fairgrounds. The gates and carnival rides open at 6 p.m. and one admission gets you unlimited fun with spectacular rides, great entertainment, delicious fair food, exhibits, and family fun for just $20 at the gate. Tonight's highlights include the opening ceremony at 6:30, followed by the Fireman's Parade and the exciting truck and tractor pulls at 7 p.m. Be sure to check out the 4-H Dog Show, cheer on the contestants during the Fair Queen competition, then cap off the evening with Lost Years, performing live on the local band stage beginning at 8:30. For tickets, the complete entertainment schedule, and everything happening during the fair, visit FayetteFair.com. The 2026 Fayette County Fair, July 30th through August 8th. We'll see you at the fair.
The father of a school shooter learns his fate.
This is the first parent in Georgia and only the 3rd in the country to be convicted for a mass school shooting committed by their child. And in this case, the dad gifted his then 14-year-old son an AR-15 rifle used to kill 4 people.
Fox's Madison Scarpino. Prosecutors say 55-year-old Colin Gray failed to address his son's deteriorating mental health or remove his access to guns. He was sentenced today to 15 years in prison after being convicted in March of multiple counts, including second-degree murder. His son, who's now 16, was sentenced this week to life in prison after pleading guilty to 55 counts. The son of an assistant NFL coach will have a mental evaluation before a criminal case continues after his mother was shot.
Elijah Zion Bienemy is facing felony charges in his mother's shooting, and a judge has cleared the way for him to undergo a competency evaluation. Bieniemy is the 27-year-old son of former Washington Commanders coach Eric Bieniemy and is accused of shooting Mia Bieniemy several times on Sunday night at the family's home. The motion asking for the evaluation was filed by the Loudoun County, Virginia Public Defender's Office, which argues that Bieniemy has significant mental health issues and cannot assist in his own defense. Investigators have not revealed a motive in the incident. Mia Bieniemy remains hospitalized but is out of the intensive care unit. Tanya J. Powers, Fox News.
Eric Bieniemy is currently an assistant coach with the Kansas City Chiefs. Just getting word of a shakeup in the Wisconsin race for governor. Former Lieutenant Governor Mandela Barnes just dropping out of the Democratic primary, the third Democrat to exit the crowded race, which includes Democratic Socialist Francesca Hong, who's been gaining in some recent polls, and Milwaukee County Executive David Crowley, endorsed by outgoing Governor Tony Evers. An hour to the close on Wall Street, the Dow up 637 points. Elisa Brady, Fox News.
The local district and statewide news is being brought to you by the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital with primary care centers in Uniontown, Carmichaels, Connellsville, and Scottdale. It's easy to find care close to home. Visit WVUmedicine.com/Uniontown today to find the primary care center close to you. And now to the news. Good afternoon. It's 3:05. It's sunny and 79 outside of our Davis & Davis Attorneys at Law Studios, your personal injury attorney since 1976. Your local station, 590 AM, 101.1 FM, WMBS. I'm TJ DeStefano. We'll check sports and weather in a bit. 2 people are dead and another person was critically injured following a crash involving a motorcycle on Route 51 in Perryopolis, Fayette County today. Happened around 11:50 on Pittsburgh Road near Randall's Restaurant. State police confirmed the motorcyclist and the driver of the other vehicle were killed. The passenger in the vehicle was flown to a hospital in critical condition. State police are investigating. The Kentucky Campground in Ohio Powell State Park is among the best places to camp in America, according to a new report. The Dirt, a campaign review site, released its annual list detailing the top places to explore the great outdoors. The campground, which sits next to the Youghiogheny River, features about 200 campsites and is open from April to mid-December. It also features 27 walk-to sites that require a brief hike from your vehicle to the campsite. According to a recent Federal Election Commission filing, billionaire Republican mega-donor Harlan Crow contributed a maximum donation of $7,000 to Pennsylvania Democratic U.S. Senator John Fetterman's campaign committee. The filing also revealed that Fetterman partnered with Republican Senator Dave McCormick to form a highly unusual bipartisan joint fundraising committee. These developments highlight Fetterman's increasingly centrist shift, which includes aligning with certain policies of President Donald Trump and strongly backing Israel. However, this political move has deeply frustrated his own party, with a recent poll showing that a majority of Pennsylvania Democrats now want him to leave the Democratic Party. Psychosporiasis, a parasitic infection linked to a nasty intestinal illness, has now spread to 45 states. Here's more from Mark Mayfield.
There have been 6,700 lab-confirmed cases so far, with the CDC saying it's investigating more than 11,000 others. It also says at least 423 people have been hospitalized, but there have been no deaths. The outbreak, which is caused by ingesting food or water that contains Cyclospora bacteria, began 3 months ago. The Federal Health Agency says the only states that haven't reported any cases are Maine, South Carolina, Montana, New Mexico, and Hawaii. I'm Mark Mayfield.
WMBS time is 3:08. We'll check sports and weather after this.
The music stopped when I started having knee pain.
For gospel singer Andrea Michaud, knee pain was keeping her from doing what she loves. That's when she turned to orthopedic surgeon Jason Kinney, MD, and the team at WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital.
I am singing his praises.
Our patients benefit from large health system expertise and community hospital comfort. Learn more at wvumedicine.org/Uniontown.
In sports, Pirates start an 8-game road trip tonight. They'll visit the Cincinnati Reds. Johan Ramirez goes for the Bucks, who are 55 and 54, and they've dropped 2 in a row. We'll have the game on WMBS. The pregame's at 6:45. First pitch will be at 7:10. 4 in Cincinnati and 4 in Milwaukee for the Pirates. Day 2 of training camp in the books at St. Vincent College for the Steelers. They're back on the practice field tomorrow morning at 10:30. They'll also practice on Saturday at 11:20 and no practice on Sunday. Clear and 57 for tonight. Sunny 84 tomorrow. Cloudy 84 on Saturday. And we'll have showers and storms on Sunday, 77. More showers on Monday and a high of 79. Right now, it's sunny and 79 outside of our Davis & Davis Attorneys at Law Studios at 3:09 on this Thursday afternoon. I'm TJ DeStefano. And coming up next, we have hour 2 of What's on Your Mind with Russ Rhodes on WMBS. The local district and statewide news was brought to you by the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital with primary care centers in Uniontown, Carmichaels, Connellsville, and Scottdale. It's easy to find care close to home. Visit WVUmedicine.com/Uniontown today to find the primary care center close to you.
It's the biggest sale ever at Pat's Bridal Boutique, celebrating 40 years in business. Hundreds of gowns on sale. Select bridals start at $99, and full-price bridals are 20% off. Select bridesmaids gowns only $25, and short summer dresses for special occasions start at $29. Never too early to think about prom. All Pat's prom gowns also on sale, so hurry for best selection. Star Spangled Savings end July 31st. Open Tuesday through Saturday. Pat's Bridal Boutique, West Crawford Avenue in Connellsville.
Experiencing symptoms of COPD? Frontier Clinical Research in Scottdale has been selected to conduct a clinical research study, and participants are needed. All study-related care will be provided at no cost, and no health insurance is required. Compensation up to $2,200 for qualified participants for time and travel. To learn more, call Frontier Clinical Research in Scottdale at 724-220-5281. That's Frontier Clinical Research in Scottdale at 724-220-5281.
When you want the best in town, go to the best in town. Voted best in Fayette for tires and auto repairs, Tireman's Auto Garage doesn't just fix cars, they keep Fayette moving. From brakes, rotors, and oil changes to alignments, state inspections, and quality newer used tires, they do it all, and they do it right the first time. Need tires? Tireman's Auto Garage has them. Need repairs? They handle it. Need it done by people you trust? That's Tireman's. Tireman's is also your go-to spot for golf carts and golf cart accessories. Whether you're looking for a full cart or lift kits, wheels and tires, headlight and taillight kits, they have everything you need. Worried about a tight budget? Don't be. With Acima and Snap Leasing, stress-free financing is always available. So when it comes to car repairs, tires, and golf carts, see Kim and Joe at Tireman's Auto Garage at 9 Mill Street in Uniontown. The best in Fayette for tires and auto service.
Nagy Service Stations, Nagy Gas and Oil, Nagy Propane, and Beer Necessity, located on the mountain by Fort Necessity, extends their best wishes to the Fayette County Fair Board, 4-H clubs, and the numerous volunteers for another successful fair and 4-H auction. A locally owned family company, Nagy Gas and Oil, has been serving the area since 1942, and they invite you to check out any of their locations throughout the county. For more information, call Nagy Gas and Oil at 724-437-7241.
Strap, located at 34 South Street in downtown Uniontown, newly remodeled, American-inspired, where Western meets Americana. We have all your red, hot, and blue accessories, American Pride handbags, crossbody bags, and wallets, along with the new Montana West 250-year anniversary American flag braided tote bags. Myra brand is back at Strap in your favorite denim selections. Bags and boots, including the Liberty Star bootie. We have bag charms, bag chains, an abundance of star-spangled jewelry, t-shirts, flip-flops, wild rags, scarves, and twillies. Here's to the red, white, and blue. Woohoo! Strap, 34 South Street in downtown Uniontown, 724-557-6184. Open Tuesday through Friday, 11 to 5, and Saturdays, 10 to 3. Stop, browse, and shop, and let accessories bling.
In a world of big corporations and interpersonal experiences,
There's something truly special about family-owned businesses. For over 70 years, the Mike Kelly Automotive family has been serving the community with integrity, honesty, and a commitment to putting families first. And we're not stopping anytime soon. Our commitment to excellent sales and service remains stronger than ever. Visit us today and experience the Mike Kelly Automotive difference. Because when you buy from us, you buy from family.
Your local station, WMBS.
The views and opinions presented by the host, guests, or callers on this program do not necessarily represent the positions of WMBS Radio.
Welcome back for hour 2 of the extended short show of What's on Your Mind. I'm Russ Rhodes, your host. It is open conversation, so we're going to try that again from the beginning. It is open conversation, so give me a buzz. 724-438-4593. We are brought to you by Gary's Auto Sales, Coldwell Banker, Laurel Ridge Realty, Hicks and Baugh's Drugstore, Madewell Services, full lawn care and cleaning services, K2 Engineering, Bright Stripe Seal Coating and Line Striping, and AR Roofing and Remodeling. So there's that. Okay, just to kind of recap my talking points from the first hour. Again, if these are my talking points, if there's something else you want to chat about, by all means, give me a buzz. The number's the same, 724-438-4593. Anthony Fauci testified before, well, let's put it this way. He was called before Congress to testify about COVID. That really didn't take place because by some counts he evoked the Fifth Amendment 111 times during the morning. So now Congress is threatening to hold him in contempt of Congress for refusing to answer even small little things like, what's the color of your tie and what day is today? Well, today, speaking of today, the Fayette County Fair opens up for 10 days of fun and food and whatever. So I hope you're able to find your way out of to the county fairgrounds this month. So Mayor Zoran Mondami of New York is catching some flack again for his 5 taxpayer-funded grocery stores, which I think I've read is going to cost $17 million of tax money to get up and running. So anyway, he says these stores are going to offer food at 30% less than traditional retailers, which is causing the Multicultural Business Coalition, which contains owners of small grocery stores, to ask the mayor for a meeting, which so far has not taken place. So they're giving him another 3 weeks to, honor their request. If not, they're going to go to court over this policy. Brian Koberger, the young man that was accused of and then pled guilty to in a plea agreement, pled guilty to killing 4 college students a couple years back in Idaho, is asking to withdraw his guilty plea. And a judge is now granting him access to a lawyer, which you and I are going to have to pay for. Let's see here. John Fetterman, senator from Pennsylvania, says he will not be a Republican. In an interview with NBC, he said, no, he will never become a Republican. And he doesn't think the Republican Party really wants him because, well, he's pro-life and, pro-gay. He's okay with trans communities and unionized federal workers. Plus his overall record, he mostly votes with Democrats. He's just there's some things that he's doesn't agree with the party with, and well, one of those being Israel. So that kind of does it on the major topics. There's still Pirate baseball, Steeler football. We have the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile that first made its appearance back in 1936. It does not cook and hand out cooked hot dogs. It's strictly for promotional purposes that they tour the country. I think I read there are 6 Wienermobiles that travel around the country, and the drivers, called hot doggers, are college graduates, and they sign on for a year, where they do get a salary and you know, living expenses. So be a neat little job, I guess, huh? Traveling the country for a whole year in the hot dog in the Wienermobile. So what other promotional, I don't want to say gimmicks, but what other promotional campaigns that centers around a vehicle, or I don't know, some kind of giveaway, like, well, the Heinz pickle pin, or even the Oscar Mayer Wiener whistle? What kind of promotion do you remember that has stuck with you all these years? And you know, I'm having a hard time, you know, coming up with something on my own right now. So give me a buzz. Let's see if we can brainstorm a little bit and see if there are other promotions out there that we're forgetting. You know, the one thing I do remember, you know, gas stations always used to have a giveaway of some kind. I forget. I want to say it was Exxon with "Put a Tiger in Your Tank," and so they did a whole promotional campaign around that, and gave away glasses. And I don't mean the ones you wear on your head. I mean drinking glasses that were imprinted with a tiger on them or something like that. I remember that. I remember, you know, cereals, breakfast cereals. I can remember going shopping with my mom as a little kid, and a lot of times I would lobby for a certain cereal that had some kind of toy on the inside, or if you collected a certain number of box tops and you sent them into this particular address, you got something back in return. The one I remember was a submersible submarine. And I forget, I think it had, I don't know, it was 5 or 10 box tops that I had to collect. And so sure enough, I got this submarine, and you loaded it up with, if I remember correctly, baking soda. And so when you put it in your bathtub or in a pool, the submarine would, I don't know, sink, but as the baking soda dissolved in the water and created bubbles, the submarine would then rise. I don't exactly remember how it worked, but yeah, it would rise and sink. So I remember that. So what other promotions can you think of that you know, stuck with you, you still remember today? So give me a call on that, would you? 724-438-4593. I'm just trying to think if there's something in the back of my mind that automobile companies used to have something. Did they still used to do something? I don't know. But if they did, I have no idea what that would have been. I know credit card companies, when credit cards were starting to become a big thing, and everybody was fighting for your business, just if you apply for this card, you're going to get X as a thank you. So I know that was a big thing. So, but what else am I missing on that? Okay, so give me a buzz, 724-438-4593. Also going to bring back up, and I think I forgot to repeat this at the top of the hour, hammocks. Taking a personal hammock with you, a little roll-up hammock that you can keep in your backpack or your suitcase or whatever. Taking it to the airport with you in case you are stuck in a long layover or your flight gets delayed for any length of time, whatever. Instead of sitting down in the hard chairs that are all bolted together in the waiting area at each gate at the airport, instead of having to sit in one of those, well, you're able to pull out a hammock and string it up of someplace and sit back, kick back, and relax. Maybe even take a nap. What do you think of that idea? So, okay, again, that's something you can call me about. I want to hear your take on it. 724-438-4593. It doesn't sound too bad, really. If you got room, why not? Because, you can only go sit in a restaurant or an airport tavern for so long. And you can only walk so far, especially if you've got carry-on luggage with you. You got to keep it with you, right? How much walking around the airport do you want to do by lugging your clothing behind you? So it doesn't sound like such a bad idea. So I want to hear from you. What do you think? What do you think? 724-438-4593. So going to go back here to politics here real quick. TJ mentioned on the news that John Fetterman, Senator Fetterman, received a $7,000 campaign contribution from a wealthy Republican. And I don't have a problem with that myself. If a Democrat wants to donate to a Republican, that's fine. Where I have the problem with it, and I've mentioned this before, this donor doesn't live in Pennsylvania. He lives out west. So that's my problem. Foreigners aren't allowed to donate to federal campaigns in the United States. I don't know about local offices or state offices. I don't know about. I do know they're not allowed by law to donate to federal campaigns. So what's the difference here? I mean, the gentleman that donated to Senator Fetterman's campaign, he's not a Pennsylvanian. So in a sense, he's a foreigner. He's a domestic foreigner. We'll put it that way. So that's where I have a problem. He's trying to alter Pennsylvania politics, and he doesn't even live here. Yeah, okay, you could argue that he wants to help overall federal government. Okay, fine. But I think it ultimately needs to start with Pennsylvania, the individual states. I think there should be a law that you cannot donate to a federal campaign of any kind unless it's for a candidate that represents your state. Presidential obviously falls under he represents the whole country, Pennsylvania of which is in a country. So, it doesn't matter where those, but if you're running for office in Pennsylvania, all your donors must live in Pennsylvania. All the PACs, all the political action committees have to have some kind of presence in Pennsylvania. And I don't mean a P.O. box that somebody goes and opens up once a week and checks to see what's in there. No, I mean a physical presence in the state. I think that would go a long way towards some kind of election reform. You can go on the Federal Elections Commission website, and you can see where everybody gets their donations from. You can see how much money John Fetterman has raised. You can see who sent him the money. You could do the same with Dave McCormick. You could go and see where Bernie Sanders gets his money from. Every single elected official in the federal government, you can go and find out their campaign finances, where they got their money from, and where they are spending that money. A few years ago, I believe it was Senator Warnock down in Georgia. Of the millions and millions of dollars that he raised for his campaign, it was something like 80% of that money came from out of state. And that is not unusual. That is not unusual. So I don't have a problem with John Fetterman getting a donation from a Republican donor. It's the fact that the Republican donor doesn't live in Pennsylvania that bothers me, and I think needs to be changed, needs to be looked at, needs to be addressed. So your thoughts on that. 724-438-4593. We'll be right back after this.
Bad hair day? Bad day at the office? Bad day behind the wheel? Hey, stuff happens, even to the best of us. At least your car insurance rate doesn't have to take a hit. Get Erie Rate Lock from Erie Insurance. Gives you a great rate that stays put until you change a car, driver, or your address. Plus, seriously good service. Now that's something to smile about.
Your Erie agent in Uniontown and Ross Traver Township is Sprowell's Insurance Group, 724-437-9812, or go to sprowellsinsurance.com.
Erie Rate Lock does not guarantee continued insurance coverage and is not available in all states.
Take the fact.
Need to get to work? Run errands? See a doctor? Fact connects Fayette County. Ride our convenient routes through Uniontown, Connellsville, Brownsville, even to Pittsburgh. Seniors 65 and older ride free on fixed routes. People with disabilities get big savings, and Medicaid recipients can ride to medical appointments at no cost through our shared ride and paratransit services. Find out if you qualify today. Call 724-628-RIDE or visit factbus.com. Fact, your ride, your independence.
Masontown Matters presents the Founders Day celebration, a free concert marking Masontown's 150 years, Sunday evening, August 9th at 6 at Masontown German Park on Virginia Avenue, featuring the American Legion Post 400 Band, a WVU Mountaineer Fife and Drum Corps, and a Masontown 150-year reenactment. The Founders Day celebration concert Sunday, August 9th at Masontown German Park. For more information, visit Masontown Matters on Facebook. Advertising funded from the Fayette County America 250 Committee.
It's never too late for good dental health. If you've been putting off seeing a dentist, Dr. Renee Stevens can help. She's accepting new patients at the Connellsville Medical and Dental Office. Dr. Stevens encourages patients to schedule a visit and start on the road to better dental health. Call 724-632-6801. That's 724-632-6801. We accept most insurances, and we provide care regardless of your ability to pay.
Hi, this is State Representative Charity Grimm-Krupa. For generations, the Fayette County Fair has brought our community together to celebrate agriculture, family, and the hard-working spirit that built this nation. As we celebrate America's 250th birthday, let's honor the farmers, volunteers, and families who keep our traditions alive and make Fayette County such a special place to call home. God bless Fayette County, God bless America, and I hope to see you at the fair.
Bright Stripe, Fayette County's premier asphalt seal coating professionals, locally owned by Matt and Lexi George. Bright Stripe specializes in residential and commercial asphalt seal coating, also excelling in line striping and layouts, thermoplastic, and infrared asphalt repair. Bright Stripe has succeeded due to their commitment to quality work for 30 years. Bright Stripe, 724-437-6090, or visit bright-stripe.com. BRITE-stripe.com.
Wind, hail, sudden leaks. When your roof takes a beating, we're here for you at AR Roofing and Remodeling. We're a locally and veteran-owned contractor, available 24/7 for repairs. As an Owens Corning Platinum Preferred Contractor, we get the job done right. Call 724-550-3064 or visit arremodels.com for your free estimate.
AR Roofing, never settle.
Welcome back to What's on Your Mind. I'm Russ Rhodes. It is hour 2 of the extended short show today. And it is open conversation. So give me a buzz, 724-438-4593. What else you want to chat about? So the Fayette County Fair, as I mentioned, it opens up today. So are you going out? I hope you are. I hope you are. And I know I asked this a week or so ago. When you go out, what's the reason for it? What's the reason for going out? Is it the rides? Is it all the food? Is it the displays? Whatever they may be. Is it the music? Is it some of the events like the demolition derby type of thing? So what is your, is it the livestock, the auction? So what is your reason for attending the Fayette County Fair? So give us a call on that. 724-438-4593. How's your summer been? How's your summer been? You know, we're only, as far as the calendar is concerned, we're barely just a little over a month into summer. So, as far as the calendar is concerned. So a little less than 2 months to go until fall gets. So plenty of great weather is ahead of us. Not just summer, but into the fall months as well. So how's your summer going? Are you getting to everything that you were hoping to get accomplished this summer, whether it was, your vacation, chores around the house, whatever it might be? How's your summer going? And what do you hope to accomplish still? And Are you starting to feel, I don't know, maybe time is starting to slip away? And I guess I'm making that question to those of you that still have kids in school. You know, before you know it, that first day of school is going to be here, and now you're kind of, not that you're stuck. I don't want to use that word. But your priorities have changed or will change. You know, you've got to be here to make sure your child gets out of the house and off to school, and you know, and figuring out your schedules as to when you can go out and have fun changes. So do you feel that time slipping away a little bit? So yeah, well, just some questions for you on that. 724-438-4593. I'm still looking for some other promotional campaigns that you might remember from days gone by. You know, you know, what's on the lines of the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile? You know, is there another vehicle associated with an ad campaign? Some kind of gimmick that you remember. You know, I brought up a couple ideas that, you know, weren't vehicle related. But on something like that, you know, the Heinz pickle lapel pin, or the Oscar Mayer Wiener whistle. You know, gas stations used to give away a lot of things. Banks used to give away a lot of things. You know, come in, open an account, walk away with, you know, this nice cooler type of thing. So what do you remember as far as that is concerned? All right. Brian Koberger, I mentioned him earlier, wants to withdraw his guilty plea. I guess, you know, when he pled guilty as part of a plea agreement, it was put in there, you know, they took the death penalty off the table in the plea agreement. And also, he wasn't allowed to appeal. You know, he promised that he wouldn't appeal. But apparently, asking to be able to recant your confession, his plea, that is permissible. So we're going to ask you to be psychologist here, a psychiatrist, whatever, psychologist, psychiatrist. And what's the underlying motive here for doing that? Because if it's granted, if his request to withdraw his plea is granted, and it now goes to trial, well, the death penalty is now back on the table. So he's kind of playing with fire here a little bit. And could it be that, well, prison life just isn't for him, and, well, he's going to try and get out, or at least get to a point where an opportunity to get out with maybe a lesser sentence. And if all else fails, well, so the death penalty gets carried out and he's got nothing more to worry about. He'll no longer be. Is that part of it? You know, prison is not what it's all cracked up to be. I got a feeling that's kind of part of it. I mean, yeah, he's coming up with another excuse, saying that his lawyers withheld evidence from him that might have swayed a jury. And so he's saying, he poor representation, and that he was lied to. That's his excuse in all of that. But I wonder if that's really the whole underlying motive behind this. What do you think? What do you think? So, and then we'll come back to the mayor of New York with these community neighborhood grocery stores that his administration is going to run. I read something that the cost of these $17 million would be enough to buy memberships to Costco to 1 million New York City residents. Would that have been a better use of $17 million doing that? Now, I've been to Costco a couple times. My wife and I had a membership at one time, but it just wasn't, it didn't work for us because, well, you had to drive up to, in this particular case, Homestead was the nearest Costco, so it really didn't make much sense. But you could get nice reduced pricing on a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. So, I don't know. Would it have made sense just to get Costco memberships? Or I don't know, maybe to work something out with Costco to, okay, instead of paying a full membership, we're going to pay half, but you'll get twice as many then. So instead of 1 million New Yorkers, 2 million. Would that have been a better use of the money? Now, again, maybe that's not feasible. I don't know how Costco is laid out in the city of New York. I don't know how many Costcos are. I don't know if it would be similar to 5 neighborhood grocery stores. But it's still a question to ask. What do you think? Other cities have, and I can't remember them offhand. I'd have to go back and research all that. Other cities have had community grocery stores run by city government that have failed. In fact, the one city, and again, I can't remember the city's name, they had several, and the last one closed up shop last year, actually. So I guess part of it is, if it has failed so many times in other places, what makes the mayor of New York think his will succeed? And at what expense? And by that, I'm just not talking about the 17 million. I'm talking about the small mom and pop stores, the bodegas that are all over New York City. How will they be affected? Will they be forced out of business? Will they be able to hold on? Will they have to cut back on employees so that they can, I don't know, maybe lower their prices, some just to keep some modicum of business going? I don't know. I don't know what this effect will have. So it's something to watch. It's something to watch. And I don't know how quickly they're going to be up and running. Some have said the first one won't open up until late in his 3rd year or into his 4th year in office. I don't know what takes so long. Maybe it's its own regulations in the city that are making things go so long. I don't know. Maybe is he gonna waive some of the regulations to get these stores up and running faster? I don't know. I'd like to know too. He says that Mayor Mondami says that they're going to offer groceries up to 30% below traditional retailers. Now, it's my understanding grocery stores don't have a big markup in the first place. Certainly not a 30% markup. So that begs the other question. If it's going to be 30% less than a traditional store that has a markup, and we'll be generous, we'll say a 10% markup, because we're told grocery stores don't have that big of a markup to begin with. But so we'll be generous saying 10%. Will these grocery stores be taking a loss by now offering at 30% less? And who pays for that then? Who pays for that? Hey, I got to take a little break. When we come back, though, both lines are open. Give me a buzz, 724-438-4593. And you and I together will finish out hour 2 of the extended short show, WMBS What's on Your Mind, right after this.
NovaCare Rehabilitation in Uniontown is accessible for all of your recovery needs. New at NovaCare is pelvic floor physical therapy, a specialized program to treat patients with pelvic floor dysfunction related to bladder, bowel, sexual function, and pregnancy postpartum. These issues can affect both women and men and include urinary frequency, urgency and incontinence, pelvic pain, constipation, IBS, menopause, painful periods, and more. Call 724-437-0556 for an appointment in Uniontown. Personalize your care with NovaCare.
Fayette County Fair, incredible fun for everyone. Cows and pigs, to rides and games, motocross and monster trucks to see.
Come join WMBS at the 2026 Fayette County Fair. WMBS will be live at the fair before the Clark's concert from 5 to 7 p.m. on Saturday, August 1st. Wednesday, August 5th is WMBS Day and Senior Citizens Day at the fair. Admission is free for those 62 or older until 2 p.m. WMBS will be on hand broadcasting live starting at 10 a.m. with a prize wheel and giveaways throughout the day. Our coverage of the Fayette County Fair is brought to you in part by Tireman's Auto Garage, Magisterial District Judge Daniel Shimshock, Pinto Home Care Agency, State Representative Charity Grimm Krupa, All Around Fence Company, Mike Kelly Toda of Uniontown, and Armstrong. Hope to see you at the fair, and don't forget WMBS Day on Wednesday, August 5th.
Fayette County Fair, incredible fun for everyone.
Is it time for your first home or time to trade up to a home that fits your lifestyle? It's time to visit Clayton Homes of Bell Vernon. You'll find special savings along with trade-in and trade-up deals. Imagine beautiful, new, energy-efficient homes packed with the features you've been dreaming about. Trade in and trade up at Clayton Homes of Bell Vernon, 4500 PA 51. Trade-in value toward purchase of a new home determined by resale value and evaluation by home center manager. Additional deposit may be required. Are you considering a project design and don't know where to start? K2 Engineering offers a wide range of professional civil, architectural, and municipal services to meet your individual project needs. Our versatility, combined with our personalized approach, is what sets us apart as a full-service engineering and consultation firm. To learn more about our services, please visit us on the web at www.k2engineering.net. K2 Engineering, where customer service is our priority.
Are you looking to list or sell your house? Now is the time to let the professionals at Caldwell Banker Laurel Ridge Realty help you with all of your real estate needs. Caldwell Banker Laurel Ridge Realty has 2 convenient locations to better serve you. In Uniontown area, 724-437-7100, or in Connellsville area, 724-628-7200, and speak with one of our real estate professionals. Visit our website, caldwellbanker.com. We have been proudly serving Western Pennsylvania area for over 30 years and look forward to helping you with all of your real estate needs. Broker Paul Borge Jr.
Welcome back to What's on Your Mind. I'm Russ Rhodes, your host. We've got about, 5 minutes left in today's show, so plenty of time for you to give me a buzz and let me know what's on your mind. Hey, want to remind you, Pirate Baseball tonight as the Pirates visit the Cincinnati Reds. 6:45 is pregame. 7:10 is the first pitch. Tomorrow also, Pirate Baseball. That's 6:10 is the first pitch tomorrow. As far as what's on your mind, well, it's Hot Topics tomorrow with Kendall and Bill. So that's tomorrow's schedule here on WMBS. So tune in. What else here? We do have time, so give me a buzz. And it is, by the way, it is gorgeous out there today. It's 79 degrees according to the WMBS Weather Center. It's a beautiful blue sky, a nice little breeze. And there's some white clouds here and there, and that just enhances the beauty as far as I'm concerned. So, and I think we're heading for a nice weekend as well. So make sure you get on outdoors this weekend and take in some fresh air, maybe do a little hiking or something. But plenty of things to do, of which the Fayette County Fair. So make it a full day. I don't know, head up to Ohio Powell in the day and come back for the fair at night. That sounds like a wonderful day to me. So, yeah. And I'm sure there's other things you could think of to do, as maybe go boating for the day and then the fair in the evening. There's always that. Or a picnic and then the fair. Are you noticing a theme here? Do something during the day and go to the fair at night, right? You know, or stick around home and get some chores done during the day. And then when it's time to call it a day, relax and go to the fair. So there's that. Or if you have to work, what better way to blow off steam after having to work all day than to go to the fair? So, I would be. I'd go to the fair this weekend, but I won't be in the area. I'll be heading to Meadville. Because that's where my wife is. And she is getting better. It's just going to take a long time before she's back to her old self and chasing me around the house with a skillet in hand type of thing. Not really. But yeah, it is going to take a while still. But she is mending. So I thank you for all your thoughts and concerns. And possibly prayers too. So thank you on all of that. Okay, so I'll be back in this seat again next week, by the way. I'm not sure I think it's a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. So that's the plan. I might be off on Wednesday if we've got a Pirate game again. I don't know. So, but Monday and Tuesday anyway, and probably Wednesday. So you've got that to plan for next week. All righty. Don't know what else we can chat with here. We've got about a minute and a half to go here. So if somebody wants to give me a buzz, and so maybe you can think about this during the weekend, and we'll pick this up on Monday. Other promotional vehicles that have been used in nationwide promotions for a product. The classic, we've talked about it on today's show, is the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile. I'm just trying to think, has there been anything, the Batmobile keeps coming into mind, but I don't know that was really used for any promotional thing other than, the series. It would show up at car shows or something like that, but not that it was really promoting anything. or the Green Hornet. There was the car the monkeys drove. The the Munsters, their vehicle. I don't think they were ever used to sell anything other than the show that they were affiliated with. And again, would show up at car shows across the country. So I'm asking vehicles that were used specifically for selling products. I don't know, maybe NASCAR, because they're filled with all kinds of ads and stickers on them. It might be a little bit of a stretch because it wasn't a particular product. Anyway, we're out of time. Thanks for listening. Have a great rest of the week, everybody. Fox News is coming up, then followed by TJ with the local news, sports, and weather. This is WMBS, and what's on your mind? Fox News, it is 4 o'clock.
A border breach overseas. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. Spain is preparing to send in the troops after thousands of migrants streamed from Morocco into a tiny Spanish territory, Ceuta, where reception centers were already overwhelmed after a much smaller surge in the past week.
Ceuta authorities previously blamed the surge on a Spanish Supreme Court decision that guarantees due process for illegal migrants arriving by sea. The White House has already reacted to this today, writing, quote, President Trump has long warned Europe what would happen if they continue to implement far-left globalist policies, including enabling mass migration. Spain and other countries who have adopted this destructive philosophy should immediately reverse course or risk their own demise.
Fox's Nate Foy. Spain's socialist government recently launched a program to provide legal status for 500,000 illegal migrants. Spanish officials just confirming at least 9 people have died trying to cross the border from Morocco. The latest U.S. strikes on Iran last night, not stopping Iran from targeting U.S. forces in the region. Jordan intercepting more missiles today. The Wall Street Journal reporting the president is considering a plan to hit Iran harder, proposed by the CENTCOM commander.
This go big approach, which is among a series of options he has developed, would reduce the need for the U.S. to use defensive munitions.